I do want to get your reaction to some recent commentary from former President Donald Trump. He said this on the campaign trail, quote, "If the millions of Biden migrants are allowed to stay as Joe Biden intends, they will cost taxpayers trillions of dollars, and Medicare and Social Security will buckle and they will collapse." What are your thoughts on this type of dialogue?
Well, first of all, we need immigration reform, which comprehensive immigration reform, which has been before the Congress. And again, like Social Security or like again, aid to the Ukraine, just simply hasn't been taken up. But having said that, as you know, we're a nation of immigrants. And by the way, those immigrants who come here before they can even remotely collect Social Security, they have to be citizens, but they pay into the system all the time that they're here. So right now, they are actually an asset to the system of Social Security and Medicare, not detracting for it. And President Trump also has said, he likes to have it both ways quite often. He said that he's very much in favor of Social Security, but then says that Social Security, the age has to be raised. And make no mistake about it. And don't take my word for it. Call on Social Security Works or the National Committee to Preserve and Protect Social Security, the Alliance for Retired Seniors. Everyone, more than 350 groups have come out and supported Social Security 2100 and also have warned against raising the age as a way to fix this problem. What that simply means is you're cutting benefits.
You don't think raising the age is a fix here, but you do think Social Security 2100 is. Can you dive a little deeper in there, talk about what's in the bill specifically?
Well, specifically, let's start with a 2% across the board increase for all recipients. Secondly, making sure that no one can work all their lives, contribute into the program, and get a below poverty level check from their government, which is why the new floor for Social Security will be 125% of whatever the poverty level is determined by the government. So no one is going to get below poverty level checks from it. We also find that a number of people who continue to work out of necessity found themselves in a situation where their Social Security was being taxed. They've already paid taxes on that. That's double taxation. We repeal that and change that so that 23 million Americans will get a tax break because they won't be paying on that Social Security tax that they currently are under the law. We repeal weapon GPO, again, another program that was instituted during the 1983 so-called reforms, and that impacts not only teachers, but municipal employees, including firefighters and police and other municipal workers, et cetera, who have paid into the system or as husbands have paid into the system or wives, and they're not able, under the way the law is currently written, to receive the Social Security benefits that they've paid into the system. So we're out to repeal that. There's a number of bills to do that, but again, our bill pays for that, citing that you don't want to damage the trust fund. We want to make the trust fund continually solvent, and so it has the ability to provide all these benefits and solvency well into the future.
Democrats have supported this
Also
bill.
relieve the waiting period for disability and a number of other specific areas as it relates to making sure, in the case of where both parents have been deceased or separated, where a grandparent has to have custody of raising children during this time, we enhance those benefits, have children be able to stay on the program longer, especially those that find themselves going on to college afterwards, et cetera. We found very constructive, and most of these we've gotten, and we've incorporated every Republican suggestion that they've given us, including one by my good friend Vern Buchanan from Florida, who said, we ought to receive a Social Security everybody ought to receive annually, a statement that reviews how much money you have in Social Security and what that means so that they can compare it side by each. We're totally supportive of that. We agree. And so that's why Republicans have got to stop cutting the Social Security Administration. How about this one, Brittany? How many people do you think realize that the Social Security Administration operates now? Now, mind you, it serves 70 million people currently, and its operating administrative budget, what do you think that is?
I think you're going to tell me, so let it rip.
Under 1%. Find another government agency where they're operating under 1%. Everybody should be looking and studying and saying, hey, how is it that they've been able to be so effective? How is it that they're able to keep the costs down? The answer, I think, will become pretty intuitive when you don't have a middle person, where there's no commissions that are involved, et cetera. And the private sector, again, I come from an insurance capital of the world in Hartford, Connecticut. They get this and understand it as well. That is, you're providing from the bottom up a solid floor and foundation, which is why at the they always argued there were three legs on the stool. So let's make that leg solid and secure. But let's also allow people, as Vern Buchanan has said, to say, all right, here's what I'm getting for Social Security. Ooh, what if I were able to do this with some of my, invest and show where else you could get your money. This isn't a contest between one or the other, but if you can only have one, you want the guarantee, but you want to know that there's options out there to get to. And if you can take your payroll deduction and put some money aside in another plan, that's only going to enhance your retirement or enhance your future and your families.